the stage is set for the Supreme Court showdown. Raila versus Ruto. The Supreme Court today consolidated the 7 petitions lodged challenging the declaration of William Ruto as president-elect in the August 9th election into one. The 7-judge court noted that the petitions raised similar issues and sought corresponding prayers. Now, of the 7, the main petition will be that of Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua, with the other 6 listed as the accompanying petitions. During the first sitting of the Supreme Court bench, Chief Justice Martha Koome outlined the outlook of the hearings, with the court setting the time allocated to each of the participants in advance in what Koome said will enable the bench to deliver a ruling within the stipulated 14 days after the filing of the first petition. Let's get more details now from Chemutai Goin.
The 7-judge Supreme Court bench commenced what is its first biggest test, setting the ground rules for the hearing of the presidential election petition challenging the victory of Deputy President William Ruto in the recently concluded August 9th election. Top on the agenda was resolving preliminary issues relating the cases lodged by 9 petitioners, the judges resolving to strike out 2 petitions for lacking merit. The remaining 7 consolidated. However, the petition filed by Raila Odinga and Martha Karua, the main challenge of the victory awarded to William Ruto, listed as the main petition, with those filed by John Njoroge Kamau, Youth Advocacy Africa and Peter Kirika, 2013 and 2017 petitioner Khelef Khalifa, George Osawe, Ruth Mumbi and Grace Kamau, David Kariuki Ngare, Okia Umtata, Wycliffe Osebe, Victor Okuna and John Minor, Julia Nyoka Bichege, Joseph Mutuandonga and Simon Mwaura Njenga, consolidated into one case.
We admitted 3 amici curiae. They will not be given time to make oral submissions. According to the rules of this court, we will rely on their briefs, which are on record, unless the bench wishes to raise an issue for clarification.
Citing limited time to peruse and adjudicate over the matters raised in the petitions, the judges moved to allocate the parties time to ensure the cases are finalized by Friday. Day 1 Wednesday is set aside for all the petitioners. Lawyers in the main petition by Raila Odinga and Martha Karua given 3 hours to prosecute their case. Those classified under the consolidated petitions will have 30 minutes each and will be represented by 2 lawyers as per the petitions lodged.
Once a party has exhausted the allocated time, the microphone will be switched off. We also wish to state that if there is time that is unspent by the council, the time belongs to court, so we will not allow anybody to donate, but revert it to the court for the court to share it out, according to the court's generosity.
The second day is dedicated to respondents, the 4 IEBC commissioners who have differed with their chairman Wafula Chebukati on the process of tallying and verifying of the results termed by the court as in support of Odinga's case, have been awarded 1 hour to split amongst each other to present their evidence. They will be followed swiftly by the team, said to be the source of the issues at hand, the polls body IEBC and its chairman Wafula Chebukati, who within 3 hours will move to dismantle the petitioner's case. Then, President-elect William Ruto and his running mate Rigathi Gachagua will have a similar allocation to defend their victory in the August 9th polls.
Total time given my learned friends, all the 8 of them, is 8 hours. I have been allowed 3 hours. I would have requested you, Madam CJ, if there's any way you could, allow me at least half the time that my opponents have, so that I could at least be able to master a defense in relation to petition number 5, the primary, and the proxy ones, the 6 of them.
I think the court has been very fair, looking at the time allocation. We have 7 petitions, and in all those 7 petitions, we have been given a total of 6 hours. with a little bit more time for the petition number 5, we have 3 hours. The respondents similarly have 6 hours. And I think that taking into consideration the time that you have to hear and determine the petitions, I think that the time allocation has been very fair.
The Attorney General, who is acting for the National Security Advisory Council, which has been accused of attempting to influence the outcome of the polls in favor of Odinga, will have 30 minutes to present his argument, concluding the activities of the day. Day 3 on Friday is set aside for any rejoinders, where the main petitioners will have an hour to further the argument on the case they lodged and respond to any arguments by the respondents. The 6 other petitioners, whose case was consolidated, will similarly have between 15 and 30 minutes. Thursday afternoon, the bench will receive a report on scrutiny of IEBC technology and a retally of ballot boxes from some 15 polling stations as requested by petitioners. With the hearing of the presidential election petition expected to officially commence Wednesday, the judges are set to hear the arguments in the 7 petitions that have been lodged and render the verdict by Monday, a verdict that is set to determine the course of the country's leadership. Chemutai Goin, Citizen TV, at the Supreme Court, Nairobi.